All right, Beans. It's time.
Is it time?
It's time.
It's time.
It's time for another classic JP and the Beans top 5. Today we're going to list out for you our top 5 Star Wars deaths. Now, we said top. Do you have a particular criteria in mind as you shaped your list of most gruesome, most surprising, most emotional?
I went with badass. So some badass ways to go. That's kind of what I was like. Yeah. I don't care. Like, you know how many... We discussed this before we started this.
Yep.
The amount of deaths in Star Wars that are like, they're disappeared. Oh, they're gone. It's like, ugh. Like, there's a lot of those deaths.
Yeah.
And you don't get... Ugh. Or like, I'm sad. Like, what? That was how you died? I'm sad. And that's how we get the two iconic twins. Anyways, there's deaths like that. And you're like, ugh, why? And then you get some really cool ones. And so it's just...
I love it.
It is what it is.
Yep.
So there you go.
Pretty
yes. I went with badass because for me and how my memory works, I'm remembering the epic deaths.
Mm-hmm.
Like the important deaths. So there's going to be a death on here that probably should have been on here, but I didn't put it on here.
That's okay. Totally okay.
Because it's more memorable than cool, you know?
Yep.
So there you go.
No, I love that.
What was your criteria?
I had a similar criteria in terms of, broadly speaking, just like entertaining or impactful, right? So not so much in the...
entertaining might be a better criteria than badass because entertaining could be like
they're adjacent to each other.
But like somebody just dying and laughing at the death, that's entertaining. You know what I mean?
Yeah. For me, part of it was just memorable. Like seeing that character die for the first time in that movie. How well did that stand out as dang. I can't believe they're dead, or that was surprising, or ooh, that was really cool. We thought they were going to die, and they did, and that looked amazing. What a great way to go. So that's how I approached it. All right, we're going to mix it up a little bit. Beans, I'm going to go first.
Do it.
Okay. I cheated. I have a 5A and 5B.
Oh, you bastard.
Yes.
Ugh.
Yep. Cheating.
Ugh. You lying bastard.
Cheating right out of the gate. Now, the reason I'm doing this is because they're from the same movie, and I didn't feel totally right about double dipping, and so I just cheated. So somehow that makes me feel better. Is that right?
I swear to God, if you have 4A and 4B and 3A and 3B, I will throw you out of the house.
This is my one cheating, and that is appropriate.
All right.
All right. From episode 1, Qui-Gon Jinn and Darth Maul, when they die. Same movie, similar sequence.
Maul doesn't die, though.
Okay. He's dead as far as the live-action movies are concerned. I understand.
He's not dead.
Fine. He comes back from the Clone Wars.
So you're just really bad at this off the get-go. Because he didn't die.
He's not dead, dang it.
But okay. Presumed dead.
Both of those deaths were wild because with Qui-Gon Jinn, you're going, oh, farts. A Jedi guy killed. You haven't seen that yet in the Star Wars movies up to that point. There haven't been Jedis that have been killed. Yoda dies. We can talk about Obi-Wan later, but this was a legit lightsaber to flesh. Dude's dead. He's gone. Darth Maul getting cut in half by Obi-Wan.
Badass.
Freaking awesome.
That was badass.
Freaking sweet. Tumbling down the endless pit in 2 halves. Great visual. So
it's true.
That's my 5A and 5.
Cheater.
Yeah, 100%. I'll lean into it. There's no doubt.
So, my number 5, I was debating. My honorable mention was Luke's uncle and aunt just getting burned alive.
I thought about that too.
Because that's
shocking. Like, they go from very alive to the next time you see them, and they're just crispy skeletons.
Oh, yeah.
Smoldering.
Brutal.
And it's, by the way, you never see another, like, aftermath like that in Star Wars. It stands out. It's like, truly, I think back and I go, well, wait, how did that freaking happen? You don't even see flamethrowers in Star Wars, right? I think that's what it looks like. They got crisped up with flamethrowers, but that was just a hardcore whoa.
Yeah, no.
They're dead.
It's, talk about like 70s natural effects.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Brilliantly well done.
Right. Like, what do we got? We got a skeleton in there. All right, bring it out.
Yeah.
It'll be Uncle Owen.
I went for Rogue One,
Yep.
that unit as a whole, where they're raiding the planet, I think about the blind guy, chanting. What was he chanting? Would the Force be with you, and
No, it's
you
like
with the
I'm one
Force,
with
something
the
like
Force,
that.
and the
Yes,
Force is with
yes,
me.
that lame chant. But anyways,
Phenomenal.
just
chant.
going back and forth, and that's how he goes out. And you're like, wow.
Mhm.
And then they just know that it's a suicide mission, and everybody's dying left and right. So I just kind of gave that to them as a whole, because it's badass to go in and be like, we're probably not going to get out of this.
So you just used a whole group, and you're giving me grief for 2. I feel justified. Vindication.
Technically, I went
have
with
no
the
qualms. I
guy
have
with
no
the bow
qualms with your
staff.
choice.
But if we want to get really specific with Rogue One, let's talk about Vader just killing all those rebels.
Wow. Yeah, there's a scene.
Because to me, that probably should be that's probably actually number 5.
It's not a character that's dying, but it's a great scene.
Oh, it's
a great
it's
scene.
fantastic. So
Yeah.
I will just say we'll say that Rogue One. Look,
I love how malleable our lists are.
Look,
This is great.
Again,
great.
it
I'm
just
not
felt,
arguing with
and
you.
look, it just
I'm
felt
not
like the
arguing with you. I
uncle
just
and
chose to
aunt
call
was the uncle and aunt was just gruesome. Okay, I was just like, ugh.
Yes.
I just don't.
Yes.
I feel like I would laugh too hard if I was like, that's number 5. And that shows you how my brain works, is that I thought it was funny when I saw 2 burnt, crisp, dead bodies. Anyways, number 4.
Let's hear it. Number 4.
4 is Grievous. I had to go rewatch that because I was like, I remember him dying cool, and it's been so long since I've seen the movie. And just way Obi-Wan outduels him.
Mm-hmm.
2, then just shoots him in the chest. Now, by the way, one of the most anticlimactic shootings into the chest.
Right.
I will say that, and that's why it's 4. But the way he just implodes and just incinerates and then just falls over, you're like, oh,
yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
Because Grievous is arguably one of the coolest Star Wars villains of all time. He's not
phenomenal
a Sith.
design.
Not a Sith
Phenomenal
by any
design.
means, but fantastic.
Yeah.
So I'll give it to Grievous.
Yeah.
On that one.
Good number 4. Okay, my number 4, which you're gonna love, is Supreme Leader Snoke in episode.
The fact that you had any of the sequels on here is disgusting. You disgust
I've been
me.
looking forward to this for this whole episode, and we're finally here. Now, I will acknowledge
That the movie was shit.
I will acknowledge
That this was a bad choice.
This is a great choice. That in terms of what it did for the story, it really messed things up to the point of no return. It really
You
did.
like it for all the wrong
It
reasons.
really did. But it was a great, well-crafted moment of, is Kylo turning against him? And you see the lightsaber move, and the way they design the shot, they're showing you enough to make you think, I think I know what's going to happen. But then they don't show you the lightsaber when it's immediately cutting Snoke in half, because it just shows Snoke's face. He goes, realizes, whoops, I'm dead. And then he just goes down, and the lightsaber, boom, right in the hand. Really cool. Really cool scene. And seeing Snoke get taken out, and then the fight scene that it sets off. It's a great sequence.
You're disgusting.
In the midst of a flawed in the midst of a flawed movie.
You disgust
That
me.
was and again, first time reaction scene is like, whoa, here we go. That was pretty cool. Again, did it do good things for the story the rest of the way? No, because it turns out they had no idea what to do with Snoke, and it just went downhill from there. But that was a really cool scene. So Snoke is my number 4. My number
Only up from here.
3. My number 3. Speaking of bad guys getting killed, how about the Emperor going down in episode 9 with Vader
I hate
ducking
you.
him straight down?
Wait, episode 9?
Wait, I'm sorry. I said episode 9. Excuse me. Not episode 9. Beg pardon. Episode 6.
Well, technically, he didn't die in episode 6. He died in episode 9.
He died. They fucking cloned him. Listen, I'm not nonsense.
This list is
Gross.
flawed. This is one of the most
Showing
flawed
showing
lists.
how messed up Star Wars is. He freaking died. If they resurrected him later, gross, whatever. That mother trucker died in episode 6, and it was awesome. Vader picking him up, the lightning, his own lightning hitting him, Vader chucking him straight down the tube. Phenomenal. So satisfying just to see him get exploded.
You know what's
in the
really
middle of
funny?
the Death Star.
I had to double check my list to see if I kept him on there or not. And I was like, oh no, I didn't. Okay,
It's
we're
such
good.
a satisfying scene. Like, you want to see the bad guy get smoked. He got smoked.
He just gets chucked.
It was
which
great.
I think is actual comedy.
It
just
was.
to watch him
It's
just get
hilarious.
thrown.
It's satisfying. He's thoroughly dead until some moron goes, I think we can bring him back. Get out of here. He's toast. He's dead. Emperor. My number 3. Your number 3, sir.
My number 3, because it's badass, okay, and because it's such a important part in episode 3,
Yep.
because it's the slow turn of Anakin Skywalker.
Yep.
I have the execution of Count Dooku because
Mhm.
first of all, what a way to go.
Mhm.
And then you can see the influence of Palpatine
Yep.
and Obi-Wan
Yep.
going back and forth, which
Yep.
is just literally this visual representation
Mhm.
of the dark side and the light side.
Mhm.
Pretty much fighting over Anakin at this point.
Mhm.
And because he's got Dooku's saber and his own saber
Yep.
ready to go.
Yep.
And Obi-Wan's like, don't do it.
Mhm.
That's a terrible idea.
Yep.
And you just have Palpatine in the corner being all Palpatine-like and be like, do it, do it, do it. And he listens to Palpatine. And when you start to see that and you see like him get denied from the Jedi Order, essentially, in the sense of you are not
Yep.
getting a high master rank,
Right.
you're like, oh, Palpatine's really in this guy's ear.
Yep.
And he's going to Palpatine
Yep.
more than he's going to the Jedi Order.
Right.
That's weird. That's suspicious.
Yep.
So to have all that happening, it's such an important scene. And also Dooku's face where he's like, when he hears do it, he's like, what? I thought we were together. It's like, no. And he just realizes,
Not anymore, bud.
because I believe he was going to rat him out at that point once he knew he was going to
Sure.
get burned, but it's too late. His head's gone. So
Bye.
I have Dooku.
That's a great point.
It's another one where it's like, I wish we had more of this character.
Yeah.
So,
Yep.
okay. But yeah, that's my number 3.
Number 3.
Are
Number
you,
2.
are you ready for number 2?
I'm ready. For
This is going to be a poll. I hope you remember this, Dad.
boy. Okay.
We're on to Mandalorian season 3. We're on the bridge. It's all gated off. One man has to make a sacrifice to save everyone else. We're talking about Paz Vizsla holding off all of these. Was it the Imperial Guard, the red?
That's what I
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just all of them coming
Yeah,
at him at
Kane's
one
guards.
time. Yes. Left and right. And he's just shooting them with this huge ass machine gun. And he's killing a lot of people. And it
Yes.
takes a lot to
He
bring him
is.
down. And it's arguably one of the most badass deaths in all of Star Wars.
There's no doubt.
And if you go back to the episode where we review season 3,
Mhm.
I sing Paz Vizsla's praises
Mhm.
for everyone
great.
to hear.
It's great.
And so that is a poll that I'm very proud to remember.
Good for you.
Thank you, Google. And yes, so Paz Vizsla, number 2. There's only one man that
Did come up for our guy.
or
Paz.
woman. It was a man that topped him. Okay, go ahead.
That's fantastic. All right. My number 2, and that's a great number 2. My number 2 is Mace Windu in episode 3.
Good choice.
Yeah.
Respectable.
One of my favorite elements, just as far as knowing how the sausage was made, is
You know,
Samuel L. Jackson told George Lucas, like, hey, if you're going to kill my character, he doesn't get stabbed in the back. He's got to go down hard. And wish granted.
respectable. By the way,
Respectable.
respectable request.
Yes. To want to go down the same way that he came in. Mace Windu, we forget, actually defeated the Emperor. Had him.
Dead to rights.
Dead to rights. And then freaking Anakin has to
Bastard.
come in and F things up selfishly. Selfish. Haven't been that kind of a heel turn since Pierce freaking Quill slapped Thanos across the dome. Just, honestly, terrible.
Well, technically, that heel turn was before.
Touche.
I'm sorry. I'm
I
just poking
digress. No,
holes in
you're
your
fine.
entire top 5
You're
today.
fine.
You're sitting here with a.
Let me tell
with a
you why
fork.
this is not good. But
You're terrible.
for as brutal as this scene is, because you don't want to see Mace Windu die, you want to see him win. You respect the fact that he took the Emperor down, and yet, boy, does he go down hard. And it does give you more, not so much respect, but just fear of the Emperor's power at the same time, because it's not fun watching somebody getting electrocuted to death and then chucked out of a huge freaking building.
Well, it's
Not
not
great.
It's another thing for Palpatine too. Like you watch him go one-on-one with Yoda, then you watch him go one-on-one with Windu, and you're like, okay,
Yeah.
these two are like
Mhm.
the top for the Jedi.
Mhm.
And it just shows that even like, yes, he does have power, but his power comes from his talking and his seeds that he plants. Yes, the manipulation. So, yeah.
He's an extraordinarily clever son.
He's a rat.
Yep. It's great when he gets squished. All right. My number one. The original A New Hope, Obi-Wan.
Oh, my God.
Getting struck down by Darth Vader is my number.
He just ghosted away.
It is such a... Yes, he did. That's exactly right. Such a unique death, and he prefaces his demise with saying, if you strike me down, I'll become more powerful than you can imagine. It's this glorious representation of how death isn't to be feared. And what we learn through the prequels is how much Anakin fears death.
You get so philosophical sometimes.
100%.
It makes me mad. Oh,
and
put our thinking caps on.
Anakin has no grid to understand. Anakin now is Darth Vader. Has no grid to understand how on earth Obi-Wan could possibly have a type of power that is stronger than death. Because what has driven Anakin in those prequels, what has driven him to betray Mace Windu in the Jedi Order, it is the fear of Padme dying. A relatable fear, by the way. Totally understandable. That's why it works. For as flawed as those movies are, that element of it lands and it works. And yet here you have Obi-Wan showing that the Jedi Order and the Jedi way is more than and transcends death. And indeed, in so sacrificing himself, not only does he allow Luke Skywalker, Han Solo, Princess Leia, and the crew to escape in the moment, but he, Obi-Wan, is now able to advise and guide Luke on his path in the subsequent years. So, quite the death. Is it the most spectacular in terms of the visual impact? No, of course not. But I can't think of another movie that I've ever seen where it's that shocking. The first time you see it, it was like, whoa, he's just gone? And I think if another movie tried to do it, it would just be utterly ridiculous. But it pulled it off. Obi-Wan, New Hope. That's my number one. Your number one, sir.
My number one is Mace Windu, because that's the one that should be number one. After hearing that garbage, that hot garbage of the philosophical, look at that. I can't even pronounce words. I'm so mad. Ugh. Did you not watch him die? Had him beat, electrocuted, falling out of a 100-story. I know. Yeah. I just thought I had to readdress it because clearly it didn't sink in.
Must have forgotten about it.
That's insane. Samuel L. Jackson, badass. He had Banff on the hilt. That's how you know he was a badass. All right, this is just crazy to me. That should be number one.
It's a great number one. For you.
I have words for you. Anywho.
I've been so excited to do this because of...
You did that on purpose.
Well, maybe.
That whole list was on purpose. Maybe. I feel like that whole
list was phenomenal.
No, that list was in spite of me.
You give me grief for two characters. Like, here's the whole movie of Rogue One.
Here's the deal. You know what's really funny? You want to know what's really funny? When I Googled it, I got baited by the ads, and it said Rogue One all the time. Like, and they included the whole group. And I was like, yeah, I mean, the whole planet died on them. They got blown up on the planet. So, or the moon.
Real quick, out of the group, who dies most spectacularly for you?
Yeah, and see, that's what I mean. Like, the best part is, I don't remember.
It might be the droid. Like, the droid goes down in just such a fantastic way. The blind guy, of course.
Well, see, and that's what I'm going to say is the blind guy, because that's the one that I remember the most. Because he was cool throughout the whole thing, and then just he knew he was going to die, and he took it like a champ.
Yeah.
So technically, he's my number 5, if we want to be real specific, asshole. All right?
You can have an A and a B.
You can't have an A and a B.
C, D, E,
and see, I didn't want to be a dick and put the uncle and the aunt fried to a crisp, because I almost did.
It's for the best you didn't. But it's nice that you mentioned them in the almost made a category, the honorable mentions, as it were. Yeah. Well, Beans, what a great dialogue around the top 5. I don't know if it was a good top 5, but it was great dialogue.
One of us had a good top 5.
Wildly entertaining. Thank you. I thought it was great too.